That shoe looks brand new.
Sir, on those items that are stickers, did you put the stickers on them?
I did not.
Do you know where the stickers come from?
I do not.
What's the motive to replace the evidence with another piece of evidence that is so innocuous? Karen and John were dating, so John's DNA was all over that Lexus, inside and outside. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up, It's the Law, folks. I can't even wait. I am doing a short introduction because I want to dive right into the one, the only, Shoe O'Keefe. We want to talk about the shoe. Is it the real shoe? Is it a fake shoe? Officer Keefe, not O'Keefe, is about to take the witness stand. And I'm going to dissect his testimony over 2 days, today and tomorrow. Folks, this is what you've all been waiting for. This is the video that if you have not watched any other videos, this is the video you absolutely want to watch. Because this is the time we're either going to crack this thing wide open or we're going to put it to rest. So, without further ado, let's watch.
All right, Mr. Brennan, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you please introduce yourself to the jury, spell your last name for the record?
Sure, my name is Connor Keefe. The last name is Keefe.
Mr. Keefe, where do you work?
I work for the Massachusetts State Police.
What's your position with the Massachusetts State Police?
I see what you guys were talking about. Why is he yelling? Can you state your name for the record? How about just, hey, can you state your name for the record, please? Thank you. And who are you employed with? Like, why is this guy yelling at his own witness?
I'm assigned to the Norfolk District Attorney's Office.
Are you a trooper?
Yes,
When did you first start beginning working as a Massachusetts State Police trooper?
2017.
Did you go to basic training?
Yes, the Academy.
How long was the academy?
Approximately 6 months.
Did you have any further training after the academy?
On the job training?
Yes.
Yes. In various specialties.
What's your role at the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office?
I am assigned to the homicide unit where we investigate homicides, unattended deaths, suicides, stuff like that. And I'm also a digital forensic examiner at the District Attorney's Office.
Did you have a role in investigating this case?
Yes.
Were you assigned investigator in this case?
I wasn't the main investigator, but I was involved, yes.
Did you deal with any of the digital forensic evidence?
Yes.
Specifically, regarding the digital forensic evidence, did you meet anybody to obtain a phone?
Yes.
Who did you meet?
I met McCabe and Kerry Roberts.
When you met with them, did you have to obtain anything from them?
I obtained a consent form and their cellular device.
After you received their devices, where did you bring them?
They were brought back to the forensics lab located at the Norfolk District Attorney's Office.
And what, if anything, did you do with either or both phones?
I conducted a forensic.
Brennan did not just say what if anything. Oh my god, him and Lally both went to the Elaine Bredehoft School of Law. If you don't remember, Elaine Bredehoft represented Amber Heard in the Johnny Depp trial. Oh my god, what if anything did you... Oh my... I hate these people with a passion.
Extraction on those devices.
Bad lawyer work.
Extraction, is that a copying an image of the phone?
Yes.
Is that different than analyzing the phone?
Yes.
Were you involved in analyzing Kerry Roberts' phone?
No.
Were you involved in analyzing Jennifer McCabe's phone?
No.
Was your role limited to attaching it to grade key and doing the extraction?
That is correct.
And did you do that?
Yes.
In addition to the phone extractions, if you take us back to January 29, 2022, were you involved in going to 34 Fairview Road in Canton, Massachusetts?
Yes.
Do you know about what time you went there?
Approximately 5:30.
What was your role at 34 Fairview Road that evening?
I was asked by my supervisor, Lieutenant Brian Tully, to assist in processing the scene at 34 Fairview Road in Canton, Massachusetts.
When you arrived at 34 Fairview Road, was there anybody else there?
Yes.
Who was there?
Lieutenant Tully, members of the Massachusetts State Police CERT team, the Special Emergency Response Team.
Are you part of the CERT team?
I am not.
Did you see what the CERT team was doing?
They were conducting an area search very front of the lawn and the street or road in front of 34 Fairview.
Did you have any role in that actual searching of evidence?
No, I did not.
What was your role, limited role that night?
To process any evidence that was discovered during the search.
When you say process the evidence, can you explain briefly, what does that mean?
Sure, I was had evidence bags, and if a piece of evidence or an item was found, I would place that item into the evidence bag.
And why would you do that?
To secure it.
How would you become aware if there was a piece of evidence found?
The CERT team would alert the supervisor, Lieutenant Tully, or myself that there was an item or a piece of evidence, and Lieutenant Tully would then take a photograph of it, and then I would secure the piece of evidence in a bag, evidence bag.
Do you know if those photographs were time-stamped?
I believe so.
Your role was to put the evidence in the bag and return it to the evidence room?
Correct.
Did you do that?
Yes.
If I could begin, I'd like to show you on the screen a series of exhibits. If we could start with Exhibit 74, please.
The shoe.
Trooper,
There it
do
is.
you recognize that item?
Yes.
What is it?
That is a black Nike shoe.
Did you see that item that night?
Yes.
74A, please. 74B. Thank you.
The sole is
Is that
black.
the same sneaker?
Yes, sir.
Unless
Yeah.
some of you have argued that it's just the way that the shadow is cast. Because you got to remember, the lighting, it's not lit from this angle, the right angle, it's lit from the left angle. So it may cast a shadow. The shoe itself may be casting a shadow upon itself. So that's the question. Is it a shadow, or is the sole of the shoe black? I have been under the persuasion since trial number 1, if I remember correctly, because I don't remember every single thing that I've said, and maybe I changed my mind last year. I don't remember, honestly. But I remember this is a very, very big point, because if they are bringing in evidence that is fake, that replaces previous evidence, that's a huge problem. And it doesn't matter if it's wrong, if it's actually the same shoe and it's just the lighting. If the jury thinks it's the wrong shoe, that's enough. If they don't clear that up, that's enough. That's the government's job, not the defense's job, to fix it for them. Let's keep watching. And by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe.
After you were alerted to that sneaker, did you place that sneaker into an evidence bag?
Yes.
Did you bring that item with you today?
Yes.
Do you have gloves?
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Do you want the lights on, Mr. Brennan?
Please, thank you, Your Honor. And Ms. Gilman, you can take the photo down, please. With the court's permission, I'm going to move this piece of evidence, item into evidence.
Any objection? She's not going to ask? No? Well, the defense is not objecting, obviously, so... Not yet. They haven't
Let
seen
me ask you a few questions
You
before
can't
you open
really... Unless he was admitting the photo. He can admit the photo into evidence. He can't admit the shoe into evidence yet, because it hasn't been shown.
Could you stand and show that
Yes, sir.
bag? There's red tape on it. What's that for?
To secure the bag closed.
If the bag is open, is it then retaped?
Yes.
Do you write on the outside of the bag?
Yes.
Why do you do that?
To memorialize the date, time when the evidence was collected.
Oh, so like what should have been done with the frickin' DNA from earlier today with Gallagher, you red Solo Cup dumbass. You write on the outside of the bag. Now the jury can compare and contrast Gallagher and Keefe. Keefe is doing his job for now. You know, I'm not going to give him too much credit. But Gallagher is like, evidence from evidence. Red Solo Cups were good. Can you imagine if one of them like forgot that those red Solo Cups had evidence? They just like poured some vodka and whatever and just like, oh crap, did I just drink a piece of John O'Keefe? That is the most disgusting, horrific thing I have ever thought of in my entire life.
Open the bag and show us what's in it.
Yes, sir.
Oh. So a shoe, they're going above and beyond to preserve, but DNA, nah. Who cares? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, criminal behavior by criminals wearing badges.
With the court's permission, can he show the items?
Yes.
That shoe looks brand new.
Trooper, is that the same item that you found that night?
Yes, sir.
Like almost brand new, okay? Unless I'm hallucinating, and I get it. In the snow, it looks dirty, but it may be clean. It may be fairly new. I don't know. You be the judge. Do you guys think this is the same shoe? Do you guys think it's a different shoe? Speaking of leaf blowers, I don't know if the microphone is picking this up, but our neighbors are doing some yard work, and you can hear it right outside. But yeah, it looks like the sole is white. I'm waiting for him to flip it. Let's see. And it looks fairly new. Why would they
place it back in
replace
the
it?
bag.
What's the motivation?
I'd ask this to be marked as an exhibit.
Right, any objections, Tina?
Okay, there it is. The sole is white. I don't know. You be the judge. Shadow or fake shoe? Let me know in the comments below. Shadow or fake shoe? And if it's a fake shoe, what's the motivation? Did they lose the first shoe? It makes no sense. Why would they replace the shoe? It makes no sense. I think that's what I said in the first trial. Like okay, let's say it's a replacement shoe. Did they lose the other one? Why do they care? What's the motive? It makes no sense. What's the motive to replace the evidence with another piece of evidence that is so innocuous as a shoe? Like DNA, I can understand. They want to screw up the DNA to make sure that Brian Albert and Brian Higgins and Colin Albert's DNA doesn't get found near John O'Keefe. That's fine. But Alan Jackson in his opening, if you remember, stated, and it's a short that premiered earlier today. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. A few hours ago, it premiered today. Alan Jackson said the DNA of 3 different men was found near John O'Keefe. 2 unidentified men and John O'Keefe's DNA. Those 2 unidentified men need to be compared and contrasted with the Alberts and Higgins and the McCabes. That needs to be tested ASAP. Because if there is a match, folks, we got a serious problem. They have a serious problem, and this trial would need to stop immediately. And I've been receiving your emails. Please stop emailing me, for the record, by the way. You can subscribe, and you can comment, because I read comments. And if you subscribe, you get more of these videos. And if you like the video, it just helps the algorithm, and more people are going to be able to see this wonderful content. But please stop emailing me. Honestly, I don't read half the stuff you guys send. I don't have time. You guys send so much stuff. The best way to get a reaction and a response out of me is to say something poignant, and in the comments, if like 1,000 people like the comment, it's gonna shoot up to the top. So if you see a comment that you agree with, just like it. And that way, when I'm scrolling through comments and I see the most liked comments, I go, oh, this is interesting, I should respond to that. Does that make sense? That's the best way to get me to respond. Emailing me will get you nowhere. You're either going to end up in my spam folder on accident because my spam detector just throws you there, or I'm just going to, if it's like a one-liner, sure, I'll read it, but if it's more than a paragraph, I don't read them. I'm sorry. Not sorry. I don't have the time. I have a full-blown practice, and I appreciate all the efforts you guys are putting forth, but it's like the Johnny Depp trial all over again. I don't have time. I'm focused on this trial. I'm focused on preparing Koberger for you all, so I'm working on that in the back end of things. I am also preparing Diddy. I'm not going to be doing Diddy. I'm not going to be covering Diddy except for members, by the way. If you are not a member yet, you might want to start signing up, because I'm going to start releasing maybe like 1 Diddy video a week, no more than 3 or 4 a month, and that's going to be for members only. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. Diddy is in jury selection right now, so there's really not much to report, but very soon it's going to start, and heads are going to start rolling. Allegedly, there's a witness who said they got paid $5 million to be silenced. So back to the shoe. I don't see Keefe or his operations motivation, even though they're all criminals. Why replace the shoe? Tell me in the comments below. Why do you think he would replace the shoe from a white sole to a black sole, or vice versa, excuse me, from a black sole to a white sole, unless it's just a shadow. But if the jury doesn't believe it, it doesn't matter what we think. If the jury doesn't believe it's the same shoe, then they won't believe it's the same shoe. That's the end of it.
Sir, you mentioned there's writing on the outside of the bag.
Yes.
What type of information do you write on the bag?
Date, time, location, who is collecting it.
Does The time that you write in the bag, is that the specific time the item was found, or does that represent a different time?
That could represent a different time.
And why would that be?
If you're processing multiple things at once, you're bagging things at different times, then when you seal the bag, that could be the time that is annotated on the bag.
Can the item be found before the time on that bag?
Yes.
Would you ever write a time later than when the item was found?
Yes.
I'd like to move now to Exhibit 75, please.
What about the other shoe?
And preferably 75A, please.
Wait. Okay, we got one shoe. What about the other shoe? Was it on his person or was it completely missing? I hope Jackson asked questions about this.
Do you recognize that item?
Yes.
Is that one of the items you bagged that night?
Yes.
And if we could turn to 76A, please. Do you recognize that item?
Yes.
Is that an item that you bagged that night?
Yes.
Do you have both of those items with you?
Yes, sir.
Could you produce those, please? Ms. Gilman, you could take that down, please. Thank you. Sir, on those items that are stickers, did you put the stickers on them?
I did not.
Do you know where the stickers come from?
I do not.
Do you know if these items are ever sent to anybody other than your evidence locker? Are they ever removed and given to lab personnel and technicians?
Yes.
Do you know if that was done in this case?
Yes, I do.
Inside that bag, is there just two pieces or is there another piece in that bag?
There is another piece in the bag.
When you put the taillight pieces in that bag, how many pieces did you put in the bag?
I put 2.
Do you know if the other piece in the bag is a piece that broke off, or do you know how that arrived there?
I do not.
Could you just pull out that other small piece and show the jury as well? Is that smaller piece consistent with the same color as the two bigger pieces?
Yes.
Is it consistent with the same material?
Yes.
If you could put that back in the bag, please. I'd move this into evidence, please.
You know what phrase comes to mind? All I can think about is Higgins texting McCabe and Albert saying in their group text, if you remember from Jennifer McCabe's testimony, if she takes a plea, it's going to be fine, but if she fights it, there's going to be problems. I'm paraphrasing, but like those are the problems because it doesn't. Nothing makes sense. Was the plastic ever tested for John's DNA? No. Did you ever find any DNA? No, because we didn't test it because we know there's going to be no DNA found. Remember in the first trial, there was one witness testified one time that he found one hair allegedly on the back of the Lexus, which theoretically, even if it did happen, Karen and John were dating, so John's DNA was all over that Lexus. Inside and outside. So finding a hair is not like a, oh my God, be still my heart. Show me the blood and the DNA on the broken pieces of the taillight. It doesn't exist. They never testified to it in the first trial, and they'll never testify to it in the second trial because it doesn't exist. You can't manufacture evidence that doesn't exist. You can create a story based on the evidence you have, which they did, but you can't fabricate evidence. You can lie about it. You can't be like, well, I tested it and I found John's DNA. Okay, show me. I didn't bring it with me.
Sir, on the small chip piece, you don't know how it became chipped?
I do not.
I'd ask you to remove that chip.
This guy needs to stop hitting the microphone with his
I'd like you to safely secure it, bring with you, and bag it when you leave.
with this
Yes,
shirt.
sir.
And I'd like to introduce that exhibit.
78. So we're going to mark the little chip.
You
Ms.
would like to
Giannetti
mark it?
asked to
Okay.
mark that. Yes.
Then we're going to submit that for identification. So the small chip that I
Madam
asked you to
Clerk.
secure.
Madam Court Reporter has an envelope for that.
Thank you very much.
Interesting. I wonder what the defense is planning. I wonder, because remember, it was probably like 98% certainty it was Trooper Proctor who broke Karen's taillight and scattered the pieces on the crime scene where the McAlberts dumped John O'Keefe's body after they killed him. and then Proctor came later and scattered the pieces of the taillight. He did a really bang-up job, and I mean that literally. He banged up the taillight, and he banged it up so good that one of the pieces even broke off after he was done breaking it and scattering it. It was just loose, and it came off. Scum. Scum of the earth. All of them.
Exhibit BB for identification.
Thank you. Trooper, we have one more bag of items to go through.
Yes.
Could I have Exhibit 73, please? Sir, if you could look at Exhibit 73 on the screen, do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what is it?
A piece of clear plastic.
Is that piece of clear plastic, when you saw it, was it at ground level?
Yes.
Did you bag that item?
Wait a
I did.
minute.
You bagged
Hold up. It's about to fall apart. I just realized something. Listen to this. They said, meaning Kerry Roberts and Jennifer McCabe, that their new theory is that they were digging John out of the snow. If they were digging John out of the snow, wouldn't they be digging all of these pieces of plastic out of the snow as well? Why are they so neatly covered over the snow? Because somebody came in later and scattered them. Because otherwise they would have to melt the snow and get those pieces out. Because I knew it! Oh my goodness. I knew something was going to happen, and here it is. I think I just finally got it. Now that I'm seeing this. Think about it. Kerry Roberts testified in trial number 2, running contradictory to trial number 1, and she admitted to lying to the grand jury about similar things. So we already have that in the record, and the jury heard all of it, that John was buried in the snow by the blizzard. But all of these pieces of plastic from the taillight were in plain sight. Nothing was buried under the snow. They were scattered on top of the snow, which would stand to reason that the pieces of plastic came after John. They buried themselves even harder. By trying to bury John in the snow, they buried their case. Oh my God, that is brilliant. I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one. So there you go, folks. Spread the word.
that item. Was there another item along with it in the same bag?
Yes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes.
What's in it?
The piece of clear plastic.
Is that the second piece in the bag, separate from the last exhibit?
Yes.
Fair and accurate depiction of how you saw it that morning?
Yes, sir.
I'd move this into evidence as an exhibit, please.
Okay. There's no objection, Mr. Yannetti?
There's no objection, Your Honor.
Are these different in color than the last pieces you showed?
Yes.
With the court's permission, could the trooper show these pieces?
Yes.
And by the way, for the record, this whole, with the court's permission, can we show XYZ? Yannetti does it, Jackson does it, Brennan does it, Lally used to do it. You don't have to do that. That's all for show. That's all just professionalism for the jury. I've had tons of cases where I just, Your Honor, we're going to show this. Okay. And then you just show it. You don't ask for it a second time. It's just overly respectful, completely unnecessary, by the way. But they're all doing it, so whatever. By the way, speaking of stylistic choices, we do represent people all across the country. 1-844-774-HURT. The number's on your screen. Don't forget to call us if you need representation, if somebody hurt you, or God forbid you lost a loved one. Because I'm dressed like a lawyer, and I'm not just dressed like a lawyer. I am a lawyer, and I can practice anywhere in the country. Something called pro hac vice, a very fancy word for saying I can practice anywhere I want with the court's permission. So if you've been hurt anywhere in the country, give us a call. 1-844-774-HURT. Numbers on your screen. And guess who dressed me this morning? My girlfriend. Hi, Chandler. My girlfriend dressed me this morning, and she picked out the suit and the tie. So I'm very thankful for my girlfriend. Thank you, baby.
Thank you, Trooper. I'd move these items into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right.
Exhibit 80.
Thank you.
I guess it is 80. Why did I think 680? Maybe
Thank
from
you,
the first
Chief.
trial.
Thank you, sir.
All right, any questions, Mr. Yannetti?
Please, Your Honor, thank you.
Here we go. So, folks, we're actually going to end the video right here, and we're going to start the cross-examination tomorrow. All right. Bye, everybody.